Welcome back, crew. It's April, and we've got a brand new game of the month. This one's a little bit of a birthday present to myself because I've wanted to do this one for years, but the book had been out of print until recently. And actually, I wasn't able to pick up my own copy until Gen Con last year. And now we're finally getting to dive into Dragon Age, which is one of my favorite RPG worlds. Like, this was back when BioWare was on fire with Dragon Age and Mass Effect. It's probably my two favorite RPG worlds. And I'm looking forward to get to see bring that to the table with Green Ronin's Dragon Age RPG. This will be kind of our game of the month for April. And if you're new to the channel, what that means is like today we're going to be going over our first impressions of the systems, just kind of flipping through the book and kind of seeing what from the mechanics and art and all of that stand out. Next, we'll be building a character utilizing the system, showing you the ins and outs of character creation and kind of walking you through the steps as we build our very own PC. Then we'll be going into the core mechanics, showing you adventuring mechanics, combat mechanics, pretty much everything you need to know to be able to bring this system to the table. And then we end the month with our review of the system. Before that, we do our live actual play of the RPG. And we'll be doing the same thing for Dragon Age, putting the system through its paces, showing off its core mechanics, showing off the types of stories you can tell, utilizing the rule set. And as always, we'll be giving away a free PDF copy of the core rulebook to one lucky viewer uh, at the end of the session in a raffle. So make sure there'll be a link down in the description. Click that link and get your chance to win a free copy. And we'll be playing this Wednesday, May 1st, a little bit late, but Wednesday, May 1st at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So make sure you come through and get to see how this system plays. You get a chance to win too. Yeah, I'm very excited for this one. This one, if anybody's unfamiliar with the Dragon Age system, it's based off of Green Ronin's kind of like proprietary Age system. They've got some other games that utilize it, like Modern Age and Fantasy Age. I think Blue Rose uses it, but don't quote me on that. So I'm interested in trying this out. I've never played the Age system. I love Green Ronin from my time with Mutants and Mastermind, so I'm really curious to see how this plays out. I've actually owned the PDF for a couple of years, but I think I've mentioned on channel before, I love having hard copies, and I won't review a game till there's a hard copy available for both me to order and everybody else to order too. That's not on eBay. So I was really happy they did a reprinting of this one, and we can get a chance to bring this out. But yeah, so I'm with the system, kind of looking through and get a little bit of a feel for the aid system. And one of the big differences they do is for all of your checks, which they call test in the system, you'll be rolling 3d6 plus your ability. So it keeps it pretty consistent on that side. Your abilities will change, and kind of the resources and powers that you bring to bear will change. All of your checks will involve a d6 and typically 3d6. So it makes it consistent, makes it easy for new players. You just have to have your 3d6 and know what ability mod to be able to add to it and kind of keep things moving and get into the play. The other cool thing with this, and I haven't dove into this yet, but one of the things I've heard, both seen in my flip through the book, but kind of heard through Reddit and the grapevine for TTRPGs, is that the aid system has really cool stunt abilities, which I think you get stunt points if you roll doubles on your die and things like that. But you can use those stunt points to do kind of things beyond your typical abilities. And I'm really looking to see how that plays out, especially for a property like Dragon Age. I can see how they work that in. And that's too, just kind of outside of the mechanics too. Dragon Age, I think, is one of my favorite worlds. There's so much intricacies that go with that. I love their magic system with how dangerous it could be for the mages and the worlds, and the mages that use it in the world itself, if they misuse it or get overtaken by it with their connection to the Fade. I like how just kind of how they have the church set up, the Great Wardens, the Blight, all of that. It's going to be one of those adventures where I'm going to have to tear half of it down because I've already got like so many ideas I want to do for it. And this is just a really cool world for anybody that's not familiar with it. And from what I've seen, like the Dragon Age book has done a good job with Green Ronin for kind of detailing out some of the intricacies of the world, some of the core plot points you can revolve stories around. And I think this is one of those ones that's good if you were looking for a dark fantasy style game with kind of realistic politics and stakes. Status, Dragon Age world is the one of the good ones to set it in because there's so much cool stuff you can bring to bear with it. So really hyped for that. Really hyped to kind of see how that plays out of the adventure. Some other cool things with the system too, and I think this is standard for the Age system, and it really fits Dragon Age 2. You've got three core classes. You've got Rogue, warrior, and then mage, and you got specializations within those classes to be able to detail them out. That's the way the Dragon Age system was set up in the games. I'm glad they kept that over. And I saw they've got some cool specializations you could do with it, like the ones you'd expect on that side, like with the blood magic mage and other things like that you could bring into bear and really kind of flesh out your character while still keeping it from being overly bloated or crunchy on that side. And this is what I'm looking forward to when we dive into mechanics, kind of like seeing out and kind of playing it out when we get to the table. Because what I've heard from the system is it's more of kind of like in the same realm of 13th Age, where it's going to, which 13th Age is completely unrelated to the other age systems, just to be clear on that side. But it reminds me of that, where it's one of those ones where it's you still have some of the crunch, still have some of the character customization and build outs of things like that you'd expect from typical fantasy genres like D&D and Pathfinder. But overall, it's designed to be faster to play at the table, less overall rules and crunch bogging it down. And at least that's my initial impression I'm getting from it. And it'll be interesting to see as we go throughout the month and get into more of the weeds to see if that plays out. 'Cause I think there's a great 13th Age really opened my eyes. There's a really great room for that within the RPG space where you still have a lot of like some of the crunch and mechanics, but still have them just out of the way enough where you can keep the things moving, keep the story flowing, and have that narrative be there as well. So really looking forward to seeing if that plays out. But overall, I'm just pretty excited for this system. I've heard great things about the Age system. Dragon Age is one of my favorite properties. I'm really looking forward to seeing how they mash up on that side. If they're really able to bring kind of that Dragon Age flavor. I actually just recently started Dragon Age Origins replay with my computer, and I'm looking forward to seeing if this game kind of captures that same feel that the OG had too. So definitely more to come on that side. And definitely in the comments too. Shout out some of the cool mechanics that you like with the system, things we should be watching out for in our character build, mechanics overviews, even some cool stories or characters you guys have built utilizing the system. I'd be very interested in seeing how that's played out for the rest of the crew. But definitely, thank you guys for hanging out and like, subscribe, and till next time.